All right, if you all will join me in prayer, please. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Almighty God, our help and refuge, fountain of wisdom and tower of strength, who knowest that I can do nothing without thy help and thy guidance. Assist me, I pray thee, and direct me to divine wisdom and power, that I may accomplish this task, and whatever I may undertake to do, faithfully and diligently, according to thy will. Divine is the kingdom and the power and the glory of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, both now and ever, and unto ages of ages. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so welcome again, and I'm going to give you just a really quick rundown of what we're going to do tonight, so you kind of understand the scope of what we're going through this evening. Really quick, for those who aren't aware, I am Brooke Chapman. I'm the principal at St. Athanasius Academy, and we are also lucky enough to have quite a few of our staff tonight. So the first thing I'm going to do is ask for our staff to do a very brief introduction. They're going to tell you who they are, what they teach, and maybe just a little tidbit about themselves. So let's see here. I'm just going to go down the line. Let's see. I see Mr. Dallas Shipp. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Hello, I'm Dallas Shipp. I'm teaching world history, meteorology, and human anatomy. I am, by training, a history teacher, and I love old cities. I give tours in old cities. It's one of the things I do.
That sounds interesting. All right, let's see. Just above him, this is like sort of like a little Brady Bunch boxes here. Suzanne Lichtenstein, would you please introduce yourself, Presbyterian Lichtenstein?
Hello, I'm Presbyterian Suzanne Lichtenstein, and I'm sorry I forgot to change my name in the little window thing there. I teach music with St. Athanasius Academy, and I'm really excited to do that. I teach the students 5 things: how to read, write, and compose music, how to play by looking at written music, and how to play by hearing music, so playing by ear. And my training is through the University of Virginia and the Suzuki Association of the Americas. And then also I was privileged to train with Dr. Suzuki's original Talent Education Institute in their American-based program. So that's what I do, and I'm looking forward to working with all the students. And if you haven't already enrolled in music classes, I encourage you to do so, because we're going to be doing things that I didn't even get to do until college. And I love teaching students so that it's really fun and exciting for them.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Presbytera. I believe I see Gabby. Miss Gabby Hamblin, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you. Go ahead and
Okay.
introduce yourself.
So my name is Gabby or Gabrielle Hamblin. I am teaching for St. Athanasius Math 7-6. I'm teaching pre-algebra, and then we've got 2 sections of biology, one at 2 p.m. and one at 3 p.m. I am a science teacher and a math teacher. I taught in public school last year, but I'm very excited to be teaching for St. Athanasius this year.
Absolutely. All right, just going on down the way here. Miss Miltner, Rachel Miltner, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, so I am Mrs. Miltner, Senora Miltner, Professora Miltner, all of the above, depending on who's speaking to me. I teach Spanish. Spanish is a beautiful and fun language, and I'm looking forward to teaching it again this year at San Athanasios. We have a fantastic curriculum that has been around for a good 20 years. It is reliable. It allows you to hear the language first and know how to speak it because you're hearing it, and then it's also comprehensible input. So it's intentionally designed for you to be able to understand. Start with understanding the gist, and then later you can understand it better and better as you go. And it has a video and audio that comes with it, and it starts out really slow and clear and precise and gives you time to learn how to develop an ear for Spanish. It's a fantastic program. So I am looking forward to teaching you this year with Spanish. That's for Spanish 1 and 2. The middle school Spanish, we will just do an overview of some of the key vocabulary and countries, culture, etc. That there are to explore and enjoy in Spanish language countries.
All right, thank you so much. Miss Polly Magnuson.
Well, hello. I'm sitting here thinking that I actually want to go back to school and study under all the teachers who have already introduced themselves. Lots of exciting classes coming up. I am Pauline Magnuson. I have the pleasure of teaching 5th grade science, math, and American history through literature, along with a combined 7th and 8th section teaching English and writing using the Lost Tools of Writing program from the Circe Institute. I have been a home educator for the past 10 years. For the past 5 years, our family has dove into the rabbit trail of classical education. I currently am in the 3rd year of the Circe apprenticeship, learning and growing more as a classical educator. While my work for St. Athanasius won't be strictly only drawing upon the classical method, as it were, that is definitely something that informs the way that I approach teaching for sure. We're an Air Force family living in Western New York at the moment, but stay tuned. We might have an exciting relocation for our family in about 6 weeks, because, you know, what's a school year if you don't have a cross-country move?
Right. Oh my goodness. God bless the military families. Absolutely. Okay. Really quick before we go on too much further,
I'm here too.
Okay, good. I was gonna say I didn't know if you were in range of talking or not. So good. Korea Kelly Lynn is able to introduce herself here.
Hi everyone. I'm actually en route taking a girl college bound across the entire country here, so I'm a little loopy and trying to sign in, but I am your administrator to St. Athanasius, and I'm here to just help parents and teachers with what you need, kind of keep sanity for Adam and Brooke. At least I try to anyway. I think that's about it. I'm kind of semi here right now, so I'm trying to listen in and help you out through tonight. Thank you,
Chapman. Mrs. Chapman, I'm here as well, but I do have to go to choir practice because we have a bishop coming on Sunday.
Oh,
so
yes. Okay, so Dr. Susie, actually you're next on the list anyway.
Okay. Here I am. So I'm Dr. Susie Shoemaker, and I have a wide array of experience from both the public school system and the Catholic Archdiocese. As a teacher, I will be teaching math 7-6 and algebra, anatomy, 6th grade language arts, and meteorology. So looking forward to working with all of you and glad to be a part of the Academy.
Thank you, Dr. Shoemaker, and good luck on Sunday.
And we can just sing without masks.
We also have with us Adam Roberts, Deacon Adam. He is kind of off screen at the moment though, because he's at a clergy retreat, but I do just want to let you guys know his role is the Assistant Dean of St. Athanasius Academy of Orthodox Theology, the college, as well as here at the Academy. So he is here, but probably just in a listening sense. And I believe I also see Deacon Michael. Did I see Deacon Michael DeHaven? Yeah, there you are. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Deacon Michael, and I'm going to be teaching German and the A cohort of New Testament this year. This might be my first year teaching for St. Athanasius. I'm really excited about it. So to make a couple of connections to a couple other instructors here, I was in the Air Force for a while and was stationed in Germany for a number of years. So I got a chance to go around and visit a bunch of old cities, which was really fun. So if you ever get a chance to go to Europe, go travel around. It's really great.
All right. I think, are there any staff I missed? Faculty, did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. Okay, excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for the brief introductions. I did want to kind of lay out the rest of the evening for you guys. So now that we've done our brief introductions, we're actually going to look at the family handbook in just a moment. And before we get to that, I do have one really important announcement. We've been getting some questions, and rightfully so, so I have an answer for you. if you are a student who is enrolled in a class that requires the Good and the Beautiful textbooks, okay, that's the company, the Good and the Beautiful textbooks. That's going to be meteorology, anatomy, energy. Oh, I'm missing one. Hold on. Meteorology, energy, and
Marine biology.
Marine biology. Thank you. Those are going to be provided to you by the academy. Okay, we are normally it's a beautiful company. I love their textbooks, but the issue is that they're actually updating to the next edition of all their texts. So you can't actually find a physical copy right now, but they were really nice enough to let us continue using their curriculum while they're updating. So you'll be getting a electronic version of that textbook. Do not worry if you've been, feeling like you don't know where to find these books. We found it for you. We will get it to you. Your teachers will send it to you either before school starts or they'll provide it to you on the first day. So no worries on that, okay? All right. After the family handbook, we're going to go through a really quick run through of the website, just a few areas that you might need to have on your radar. And then we're going to do a brief Edmodo run through, and then they'll have question time. So we'll have an open forum for questions. So if you can hold your questions till the end, unless it's very, very pertinent to what we're talking about at the moment, just hold your questions till the end. If you do find you've got a question that needs answered before we pass by a subject, you can put it in the chat and we will get to it, okay? Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and take you to a family handbook. Okay, can everybody see that? Thumbs up if you can see it. Excellent, thank you. All right, just so you know, you can access this from our school website. Okay, and that's just saaot.edu. And if you want to see that, you just come over to the More section. Move my stuff here. Go over to the More section, and it's down at Resources. And there's only two there. There's the Faculty Handbook and the Parent-Student Handbook. So you can just click on that, and it will open up our Family Handbook. Okay. All right, so really quick here. We have a scripture that we kind of like to have all of us faculty and families focusing on this year, and that is to give your heart to instruction and prepare your ears for words of perception. That's Proverbs 23:12. Just as an FYI, this is a living document, so as we traverse through the year, if we find that we need to add something for clarification or maybe need to tweak something, again, for clarification purposes, then this will be added to and updated. All right, our mission is that we seek to train the minds and develop the hearts of our students so that they can eventually glorify God in both their families, their parishes, and then, of course, eventually wherever they choose to serve the Lord in their employment. So we seek to partner with the parents, providing inspiration as well as some structure for your kids. And yet, and this is important, we acknowledge that by God's design, every parent is their child's first and most important teacher. So the online courses at St. Athanasius will provide sort of gasoline, is how we think of it, for your homeschooling journey. We did not, however, introduce the dean, who is Father John Finley. He's not here with us tonight, but he is sort of the captain of the entire St. Athanasius crew. So he works mainly with the college, but of course he's kind of been a spearhead for the academy, as well as Deacon Adam and anybody else who's come on board since then. All right. If you have any need to contact me during the year, don't hesitate. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you guys as a family, and contact me for anything that you need. However, just to kind of keep things a little bit more clear, we do try to ask that if you have any technical questions or questions on Edmodo or registration, that's usually best sent to Korea Kelly Lynn. So she, again, is our administrator. So if you've got any questions with sort of the more detailed elements like that, please go to Kelly Lynn first. However, if you've got anything else, if you've got questions on any faculty or our curriculum or our overall plan, or if you've got any ideas or anything like that, I'm your go-to lady from that point, okay? We do have our contacts listed here, so you can email me at principal@saaot.edu, or you can call me. There's my cell phone number right there. And with Priya Kelly Lynn, she asks that you please use admin@saaot.edu as her email, okay? All right. Just in case you haven't picked this up yet, it is very important for you to remember that all of the dates, all of the times that we list on our website are listed in Eastern Standard Time. Okay, that doesn't mean by any stretch of the imagination that that's where we all are, but just to make things easy, we all go by Eastern Standard Time. Okay, once you are in Edmodo, you have an area where you can actually adjust your current time zone, and that's a beautiful thing. You definitely do not want to skip that, because if you do skip it, you'll have to always do that mental correction. Okay, if you don't or if you do fix it, okay, it will just automatically make sure that all your classes are listed in your own time zone, all events. So it's definitely it's really necessary that you go ahead and do that. I don't want anybody getting confused on time zones.
Excuse me, Brooke.
Yes.
Brooke, I think there's some families that need to be let in, and I'm not able to do it on my end, unfortunately.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get everybody in here so we're not losing anyone. Oh, there we go. Okay. School days. Okay, yes, we already went through that. Welcome new families. Classroom policies. We just want you to know that we put a lot of faith in our teachers. We have an amazing faculty. We truly do. I'm not just saying that. We have an amazing faculty. And so when it comes to the classroom policies, it's going to be just as you would expect with any school, really. Everyone is sort of free to run their classroom as they see fit. We do have some overarching school, generalities and things like that. But generally speaking, you need to make sure that as you start your school year, you look at your child's syllabus. Kids, you need to make sure that you're listening as your parents are reading the syllabi to you, and especially on the first day of school, when all the teachers are kind of laying out how their classroom is to be run and their expectations, just make sure you're listening, because everyone might just function a little bit differently. And I think that's a beautiful thing. If we all had just exactly the same way that we did stuff, it would be pretty boring, actually, and wouldn't really be that great for learning outcomes either. Okay, so homework. Every teacher will deal with homework in their own manner. However, it is highly likely that your student is going to have some degree of regular homework or regular tasks given to them, whether that's reading, responding to reading in short answers, math problems, little projects and papers, anything like that. Okay. If you have any questions regarding how assignments or due dates are working, please make sure you check with your teacher first. Again, just going back, because they're going to know exactly what they expect from you. If you have any larger issues that go beyond the teacher, you can always contact myself, but I'll pretty much tell you exactly what would happen if you do that. I will contact the teacher. So your first step, if you've got a question with any assignments, is to contact your teacher. And Edmodo makes that really easy. Again, here in a minute, I'll show you how to do that, how to contact your teachers. Just some tips, especially if you're new to online schooling, make homework rules together as a family. So that can include things like when it's going to be done, where it's going to be done. I know those seem minute, but they really make a big difference. Make sure you've got a nice quiet spot to do your homework. And that can be anywhere. It can look like whatever it needs to, but if you've got a really busy, noisy family, I know that's me, then you might want to have a little bit of either a assigned quiet time or a different location in your home for a student to get their work done. Just generally show an interest in every child's homework. Bring it into the family discussion. It makes it a lot more alive and real. if you can talk about it at the dinner table, if you're hopping in the car on your way to church, bring up what things are being discussed in class and try to make them, try to make those concepts continue outside of the classroom. That's really how learning starts to stick, in my opinion. All right, make sure you take breaks. Breaks are fine. Breaks are good, actually. So encourage children to work independently, but older kids, you'll know when you need a break. Parents, you might have a kid that's younger, or maybe just sort of an overachieving child that needs to be occasionally reminded. Maybe you need to take a break for a little bit, okay? And then, of course, all those positive words of encouragement, anything to keep everyone positive and focused is good. I'm proud of you. I know you're struggling, but this is doable. If we need to, let's contact your teacher, anything like that. Grading, parents and students, you do have access to a grading platform. It's on Edmodo. Okay, so the teachers are going to put all their grades there. Final grades for your classes are going to be posted no later than 2 weeks after the final class of either the semester or the year. Okay, so if you have a semester-long class, it'll be 2 weeks after the semester ends, or if it's a year-long course, it'll be 2 weeks after the end of the school year. St. Athanasius Academy will provide you with a highly educated decision on those final grades. Okay, however, do keep in mind that because this is an aid for homeschooling, you still, as parents, have the say in what that looks like on your individual transcripts. Okay, so highly educated grades will be assigned, but it is up to you whether or not you take that exact grade or if you need to tweak it for your individual family. Late work. Each teacher is allowed to have their own policies regarding late work. But just generally speaking, as a school, we really encourage you not to have late work turned in, mainly because it, of course, helps train students to be proper citizens, proper workers in the future. It creates the correct attitude towards work, as well as expectations once you leave your sort of formal education. There will be deadlines. So it's really nice if you can get in the habit now with not turning in late work. If you do have to have something turned in late, there's always extenuating circumstances, or if something's going on in your family, God forbid, always talk with your teacher. That's the biggest thing I can tell you, is make sure that you communicate with your teachers if you're going to be absent, or if you're going to be, needing maybe an extension on something, okay? Attendance. St. Athanasius Academy does not require our teachers to keep track of attendance, but you will find almost all of them do in some form or fashion, keep tabs on everybody, okay? It's important to remember that if you want to have the best experience and the best learning outcome, you need to be present at all classes possible, okay? Again, if you're going to be gone, just please make sure you contact your teacher so that they're aware. More often than not, it's just because we don't want to sit around worrying about where somebody was, okay? And we'll get to some closing dates here in just a second. Learning challenges. If you are a family or a student that feels or knows that they have a learning challenge or a learning disability, however you want to phrase that, we just need you to know that our teachers are not technically equipped to train or serve students with those sorts of disabilities. However, in many cases, students with learning challenges or learning disabilities are able to fully function and participate in these classes. So again, the big thing here is if you feel that you fall into this category, please contact your teacher before the school year starts, just so they're aware of what might help the student, what might help them be the most successful, okay? Classroom management. Everything is going to be done live on Zoom, and Zoom is housed within Edmodo. I will take you there in just a moment. But just remember, just kind of some basic online etiquette needs to go into our classrooms so that proper learning can take place. So most likely when you enter into your Zoom class for the week, or first time of the week, because remember we're 2 times a week unless you're on a Friday class, which is sort of an elective. you'll need to be muted, okay? Your teacher is most likely going to have you muted when you come in, and then at that point, they will decide whether they're going to unmute everybody all at once, or if they're just going to, let people kind of come in when they've got a question, okay? So don't be surprised if you come on in and you're muted. It's not trying to be rude or anything. It's just to make sure there's no background noise going on, okay? And again, I'm a perfect example of that. We get noisy in the background here. So, okay. Make sure that when you are getting on your classroom websites and Zoom sessions that you have access to your camera and that you also have access to a microphone. Most computers anymore come pre-equipped with this stuff. If you don't have one of those pre-equipped, don't worry. Those are very, very inexpensive anymore. You can just go down to your local Target or Walmart or whatever and find all kinds of different options. Okay. For technology, you really only have to have internet access and a reliable computer or tablet. Some people get on with their tablets. That's fine. At bare minimum, again, you need that webcam, that microphone, and then some sort of a keyboard for typing. Okay. Stable internet connection is vital. Okay, and again, I'm going to show you this in a minute, but housed within Edmodo is a Microsoft Office suite. So if your students need to utilize word processing or a PowerPoint and you don't have that at home, no worries because it's inside of Edmodo, and I will show you where that is. It's easy to find and it's pretty awesome that it's included. Okay. Here's just some basic recommendations I'll let you guys read here at your own leisure about, kind of megabytes per second and things like that. I have not really had too many students who've had any issues with their connectivity, so it should not be an issue. Edmodo. We have swapped over to Edmodo this year. Last year, if you were with us, we did use Moodle, and it did fit our purposes, but we felt that there was a lot of room for improvement. Mainly in the following areas. Security, we definitely in the online school world want to make sure that we're as accessible and yet safe as we possibly can be for our families. We also found that switching over to this platform Edmodo, parents have a lot more access than they did on Moodle. It got a little confusing sometimes. With utilizing Moodle, trying to look at grades and things like that. Parents, you will actually have already set up for you your own Edmodo login and your own ability to see your students' classes. And again, I will show you that here in just a second. So there was a lot of reasons we went over to Edmodo, but I think so far we've just been really, really pleased with it. Again, if you have any questions getting logged in or anything like that, you'll want to talk with Priya Kelly Lynn at admin@saaot.edu. Once you are in, I will say this, once you are into Edmodo, it's easy. They do have a lot of security. So sometimes if you felt like there was a few little bumps in the road with logging in and getting set up, it's really because it's a security thing. Once you're in Edmodo, you are secure. It is a safe platform to use, and it should be easy once you've got everything there. All right, textbooks and supplies. These are all going to be listed on our website. So again, up here, you just go to saaot.edu and you look under subjects. So for instance, if you're taking 4th grade, okay, so we're in elementary here. Let's just scroll on down. 4th grade math. You will know required text that you need to purchase Math Mammoth Level 4 complete set. Okay, and it's got a link for you there. And this is all on the same page, but you can kind of hyperlink it to specifically where you want to go. If you're in high school, oops, sorry, I went to the wrong thing. That's the schedule. If you're in high school, and let's say you're taking 11th and 12th grade English with Father Fred Shaheen, your required textbooks right here, The Gospel According to Peanuts, 9 Stories by J.D. Salinger, Winesburg, Ohio by Sherwood Anderson. Okay, so it'll tell you all the stuff you need. You'll also see that for the classes that require a syllabus, it'll say syllabus right after the short description or summary. and you can just click it and it should open for you. All of these things are also going to be posted on your Edmodo classrooms, so the syllabi will be there as well as the required textbooks, but you can find them here if you have not gone ahead and started ordering your textbooks yet. Okay, again, just as an example, Algebra 1, you need Saxon Algebra 1, okay? And those are readily available. We also highly encourage you to buy used copies if you haven't already purchased. There's no need for us to have brand new textbooks unless you just wish to have it yourself, that's fine. But generally speaking, you do not need to have brand new books. You can save a lot of money by going used. If you've got any questions on where to find those things, just reach out to me and I can definitely send you some examples of where to get that stuff. All right, almost done here with our family handbook. Here's the calendar for that coming year. First week of classes start on August 30th. September 1st is enrollment deadline for all classes. So obviously that's a little bit after the school year starts, but some people kind of come in late. Okay, Labor Day system closed. Okay, we're not open. You'll find that we're closed for most major feasts. So the Nativity of the Mother of God, we are closed then. We're closed the Elevation of the Holy Cross. We have a whole week for Thanksgiving, which I'm very thankful for. And our last day for fall semester is December 17th, so well before Nativity there. And then in spring, first week of classes starts January 3rd. Okay, so pretty quick back there. And then Martin Luther King Jr. we're closed. Meeting of the Lord we're closed. Annunciation we're closed. Notice that the last day of spring semester is April 15th. That is before Holy Week starts. Okay, and I know that that's our goal is to always, if at all possible, be done before Pascha, just because that's such a beautiful and busy time for everybody. Please note, the Feast of Theophany is an optional class day for families and teachers based on their ability and availability to offer or attend classes that day. So you'll need to, and I'll send out reminders about this, but you'll need to make sure that you understand from your teacher if class is being held or not. Here's the big thing though, you do not need to worry. If you're going to be gone, we would much rather you be at church for that feast than at school. So you will not be counted absent if you are absent for Theophany and class is still held. Okay, there will be no absence counted for that. Okay. Any quick questions on the family handbook before I move over to the website really fast?
Mrs. Chapman, I have a quick one.
Yes.
For those of us on the old calendar, I know the school has been very, very accommodating in the past, but I'm just looking ahead, different feasts that are coming up, and so obviously not the same dates, very inconveniently. And so, is there a preferred way to handle that throughout the school, or just teacher by teacher?
I would say handle it teacher by teacher. I know last year, just personally speaking, when I had some students that were gone because they were on old calendar, it's just not an issue. Again, as a school, we are happy to hear, my son and daughter aren't going to be in class today because we are going to be at liturgy. I'd love to hear that. So I don't think it's going to be an issue with any of the teachers. What you would want to contact them about, though, is just to make sure that they know you're gone, and that so that they can kind of make sure that the kids are caught up or on track with whatever assignments are coming up. Yeah. No worries. Okay. Any other questions on either the school calendar or the family handbook real quick? All right, and again, just so you know, you can get that on our website. Really quick here, I'm not going to belabor this, but there is a lot of information on our website. We are going to be doing a kind of overhaul on the website this year. That's one of our projects, but we're not going to really touch it for a while. So everything's right where it needs to be at the moment. You can find your enrollment here if you need to add any last minute classes. Calendars right here, same thing that's in the family handbook. We just went over. Okay. And yes, we are already thinking about next year, believe it or not. Okay, your schedules are right here. So if for some reason you need to check out what those look like, just make sure you scroll down to where you need to get. So, this is kindergarten and third grade, electives that are on Friday. You can just keep scrolling. Here's your middle school, Mondays and Wednesdays. These are the classes. Again, all listed in Eastern Standard Time. All middle school classes are 40 minutes long. All Orthodox studies, whether they are in middle school or high school, only meet once a week on Wednesdays. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. That's the only classes that just meet once a week, unless they are elective classes. Okay, everything else is twice a week. Okay, and then of course down here you can find your high school classes and all the schedules there. Okay, again, your subjects.
Brooke,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt. That is a good question from Emily Simmons. Monday, January 17th is Martin Luther King Day on the calendar, but on the school calendar, it says Tuesday the 18th.
Oh, well, that is just a mistake. Okay, so no, it'll be on the day. It'll be on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Thank you. Thank you for catching that. Okay, we're gonna fix that. Alrighty, and let's see. That pretty much covers it here. There's a lot underneath more if you guys need. Of course, that's where you can find your enrollment, clergy payment portal for enrollment, the roadmap. So if you guys are starting to, try to piece together the coming years for your curriculum and your homeschool needs, you can kind of see how it's fleshed out here. Whoops, sorry guys. You can kind of see how it's fleshed out here. What grades, you need to take through your English, what that would look like, your math, what options you have, your sciences, etc. Okay. Now, I will say this as well. We have a school policy that if needed, a student may either go up or down one grade level. Okay. So just for instance, let's say we have a new family starting and they have an 8th grader. And at their last year's public school or last year's homeschool, they already took world history. Okay, well, okay, you don't have to retake that, unless you want to. But we could say, well, if you would rather, you can bump up to US history and geography. So everything kind of has a give or take of 1 year, up or down. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get to probably what people have most questions on, which is Edmodo. Okay. There are 3 different views of Edmodo, just to let you know. The first is the teacher view, which I'm not going to show you because honestly, you don't need to see it. They all pretty much look the same too, I will tell you that. Very slight differences in how everything is viewed. So right now, I am actually using a student account, and there's nothing on here that's sensitive material. So we're actually using Priya Kelly Lynn's son's account. Okay. This is your main page. This is what you're going to see. Okay, so up here in the left-hand corner, you'll see your student's profile. There's another spot you can find that, and it's way up here in the right-hand corner, okay? From both of these selections, you can go to, just look at your general profile, and it'll tell you, your basics, what your email is that you're using, things like that. This is also where you can find that Microsoft Office, okay? If you click on it, this is exactly what it looks like. Okay, you can click on Word Online, PowerPoint Online, or Excel. Okay, now if you want to use OneDrive, you can connect it. Some people may want to do that. That's not my cup of tea. I guess I'm still a little old school. Save and upload them. Okay, but this is where you can find that. It is very easy and it's very nice to be able to just click in and utilize Word, okay, or PowerPoint or whatever the case might be. Now, the first time you come in, you do have to say, yes, I agree to Microsoft's terms of use and privacy policy. You just click continue, and then you're ready to go.
One near the house?
Yeah.
Up here in your profile, you're also able to get into settings. This is where you can fix things like email, or if you need to notifications, anything like that.
Tomorrow you'll have.
Okay. Let's see. Over here, I will tell you this, guys. There's about a million different ways to access everything in Edmodo, and I have found a good thing because you can't mess this up. You can't break Edmodo. It's really easy. You can see your classes just underneath over here. You'll also see this little sort of subcategory, if you will. It's just the way that the system works. So Nathaniel is actually in elementary, so he's part of St. Athanasius Elementary. Everybody else who's not in, who's in K through 5 will be in elementary, and anybody who's 6 through 12 will see that they are listed as St. Athanasius Secondary. Okay, all part of the same thing, just had to kind of make a distinction there for the programming. All right, but you'll see all your classes. These ellipses are always very important. If you ever feel like you don't know where something is, click the little 3 dots, the ellipses, and it will most likely will be in there. Okay, so you can view archived classes, which isn't an issue right now, or you can join a class, which again, you shouldn't have to do because all of this has been pre-populated. But you can see over here, and you could click into whatever class you want to get to. Okay, and then everything you'll see is kind of laid out like some social medias are. Okay, except take out all the negativity and all the safety concerns, right, of those social platforms. This is that same design style, but with education in mind and safety in mind. So I really am excited about using Edmodo here. You will see announcements by your teacher. Okay, so here's Miss Pauline Magnuson, and she's saying, you know, hello, and just kind of giving a brief update here. Okay, teachers may post questions here for students to answer. They may post assignments here. You will all see it right here. Okay, you can also see they were telling you about tonight. Okay, another thing that's really helpful is off to the side of every class, right-hand side, you'll see a calendar. Okay, and that's obviously today. There's nothing scheduled for this day, so check your feed to make sure you didn't miss anything. Once classes start getting rolling, you'll see assignments over here. You'll see your Zoom meetings that are scheduled. So let's say let's pretend this person was taking a Friday class, okay, and it was an elective. If they were looking at this right now, it would show that tomorrow was coming up with a Zoom class, okay? You can also click in to view the full calendar if you want. You can either view by month or week or day, okay? You can, and then of course, things will be listed here once again the school year gets going. There'll be assignments and due dates, things like that, okay? I did want to bring up something really quick. Let me see if I can do it here. Oh, I can, good, okay. Really quick, so students will be able to comment, okay, on say it's a question or, you know, hello, you know, Mrs. Magnuson, I'm really excited to be in class here, or hey, I have a question, something like that. They will be able to comment. What they can do as well is attach a file or an image, okay, if it's applicable for the class assignment. They can add something from their backpack, and I will get to that in just a second. You know, don't overthink this one because I tried to do that at the beginning, but it's just, don't overthink it. The backpack is just like you really would have in real life. It's where you can store your folders and your files, and it's just kind of a storage area on Edmodo for your students' work, okay? What they can do that I want to talk about is add a GIF, okay, or a GIF, however you want to pronounce it. These are all pre-approved by Edmodo. They are content friendly. There's no questionable content. I have gone through and looked at a lot of them, and I personally don't see any that I think have any questionable content. So, you know, I think we're safe here. I will let you know though, teachers may turn them off, and some teachers may want to do that. They may just want to say, you know what, I don't want a lot of noise or something on my page. That's perfectly fine. But the ones that do have the GIF still enabled, they're very safe. So like for instance, if you click into friendship, you know, you can kind of see there's just some really basic hugs and things like that. Most of them don't even say too much, just kind of images, right? Okay. Let me back up and show just a few more in case anyone's, you know, got anything they want to look at. If popular, you can just look at popular ones. Okay. And again, teachers may turn these off, and some may keep them on, but just so you know, they are there. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some of the access points. So of course you can, over here on the left is where you find most of your stuff. You can go over into posts and see specifically what your teacher has already posted. Okay, that doesn't actually do anything because there's only about 1 or 2 posts here right now. Folders, you can click into this. This is specifically for this class. So it's not your backpack, which we'll get to in a second. This is specific to the class. The owner is, of course, Pauline Magnuson. If you click on this, it will take you to Miss Magnuson's profile. So unless you want to see that, don't click there. You want to click up here, and you can click in and see that right now, the only thing she has here is her 5th grade writing syllabus. Okay, so that's another area that you can find the syllabi. Members, you can see who is in the class. Okay. And you can see Priya, Kelly, Lynn, and myself are going to be listed on all of the classes. This is just for administrative purposes. So, you know, don't worry, we're not their teachers for everything because we are listed on every single class. So the class owner is going to be who the teacher is. And this is also just for backup if a teacher is, you know, out sick or something and, you know, possibly myself or Priya, Kelly, Lynn needs to get in there to substitute, we can just get in there. Okay, so just kind of ignore these otherwise. And again, the students, this is really nice. The students can communicate with each other only in classroom material. So they cannot direct message each other. This is a safety concern, and I appreciate that it is there. Okay, the only way that students can communicate with each other is either on Zoom during the class session, or if the teacher has made a small group. Okay, a small group is just what it sounds like. It's a little group that maybe the teacher decides they're going to put together little projects and they want, you know, certain students to team up. In the small groups, they can talk to each other for their purposes of homework, but students cannot just sit around texting each other and messaging each other, which is a good thing because otherwise that can get a little distracting, I'm sure. Okay. Also, just so you know, the small groups are not visible to anyone who is not in the small group. So let's say in one of my English classes, I have a couple of students that are just needing a little extra help in writing. Okay, I might put together a small group of 2 or 3 students to work on one area that they all need a little extra help on. That is not going to be visible to anybody except those 2 or 3 students, and of course the teacher and the parents. Okay, so it's again, it's just trying to keep everybody kind of safe so that people aren't going, oh, well, look, there's a group of kids that are really falling behind. Well, that's not even it. You know, they're just needing some extra help. So you can't view the small groups unless you're in a small group, which is a good thing. Okay, let's see here. Let's get to the backpack. That's the interesting stuff. So up here at the very top, this will be on everything you do. You cannot get the top bar to go away, which is a good thing because you want that top bar. Your backpack right here, you just click into it and you can see over, oh, does someone have a question? Oh, okay. You can see over on the left that if you want, you can connect it to Google Drive. Some people may do that. You can connect it to Microsoft OneDrive if you want, or you can just upload. Like I said, I'm kind of old-fashioned. I just upload it directly from my computer still, and that's perfectly fine. So within your backpack, it's just like you would have a real backpack in real life. Here's a folder. It's your science folder. We're going to click in there. There's nothing in there right now, but once science starts up here in a couple weeks, you might start putting all your homework in here. Okay, there are no files in this folder. You can add files. You can do file upload, which will be just directly from your computer. You can add a new folder. You can do a link. Okay, or you can connect any of these. Okay, so if you wanted to connect a Word document that you've used on Edmodo, you just click into that and find it. Okay. Back to the backpack, same thing. You know, you don't have to do folders. These were all created. You can just kind of shove everything in the bag if you want. Okay, but that is really nice. Your calendar, again, is up here. You can also access all of your classes from the top. Okay, so you can see, again, this particular student just has the 3 classes right now. You can also see if there's been any updates. So that little red bubble will tell you if there's things that need checking. Okay, and then, of course, you can always get back to home. Home is going to show you all kinds of stuff. It's just kind of your imagine like you're walking down a hallway at a school. You're just going to see all kinds of things as you pass by all of the different classrooms. Okay, so again, here's an announcement that we were having this orientation tonight. Here's Ms. Magnuson giving the reminder for tonight. Okay, I will say this too. Notice there's the three different, but they're all the same announcement. It's because she posted them in all of her classes. And we did ask the teachers to do that. So you may see some repeat stuff, but we just want to make sure that you're getting all of the information necessary. And because this isn't like a normal class where you would, you know, enroll your student in there with their same teacher all day long, we want to make sure that you're getting your information. Someone maybe only is enrolled in Ms. Magnus's science. So she's going to post it in science to make sure that that student gets it, as well as in math and in writing. Okay, so you might be seeing some duplicate announcements, but again, we're not trying to bug you. We're just trying to make sure you get all of the information that you need. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Over here, this is really important. This is parents. Okay. So this particular student, you can see over here is the connected parents. All right, so this is Priya Kelly Lynn. She has connected herself to this student's profile. If you go to connect yourself to a student profile, and you'll want to do this so that you can see all of the good stuff that's going on. You can help your student look at their calendar and assignments coming up. You can look at their grades. You can kind of peek in and see what's going on in the classroom. Though you can't actually comment or participate, but you can sort of look. Okay, this is the parent code. All right. So give this code to your parents so they can create an Edmodo account. You don't actually need to create an account. An account is already created for you, okay? But what you do need to do is once you sign in, and I'll do this here for you in just a second, I'll show you what it looks like. Once you sign in, then you'll need to connect to each of your students. So if you have only one student, you need to do it one time. If you've got 3 or 4 or 5 students, you're going to need to use each one of those students' codes to connect so that when you access your parent account, you see all your kiddos. Okay.
Correction. They won't see other kiddos until they add their kids. So when we go in a parent account, you can show that. That's okay.
Okay. And that's the student code, right? The parent code.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm
you're good.
I'm administering on a cell phone right now, and you're doing superb, Brooke. Beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, you are. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
so the children can connect their parent here. We can invite a parent, and then that's the code that they'll have to give their parent to sign in. You still will have to create your own password and all that. But then when you're in your parent account, we'll table that. We'll cover that in a minute. You can add a student. And so we'll show that when we get in there. But when they immediately get in, they will not see all their students. If there's more than one in a family, they will not immediately see. They have to add their child. They have to add them. But we'll cover that when you get in the parent account.
Okay, excellent.
I just wanted to correct. Yeah. Thank you. No, thank you.
Priya Kelly Lynn is so much more the expert on Edmodo, you guys.
No, you're doing a beautiful job.
So, yes, if at any point, by the end of the night, if there's nothing answered, I know she's happy to, connect with you on that. Really quick, you can message your teachers. The parents can message the teachers and the students can message the teachers. And everything is viewable by everybody. So really quick here, let's just kind of click into messages. And this was from last Sunday. We did a little test run here. So, you can contact with one of your teachers. So down here, I'm just going to type in again, hi, Mrs. Magnuson.
And with that said, when they're messaging, the children are to their teacher. When the students messaging the teacher, that once you're linked parents, you will see these messages too. They are not private. So the parent will get a notification in the email and you will see these messages back and forth. So that's just right off, there's such an accountability here. So it's a back and forth. So there's nothing's secret or private at all.
Correct.
Once the parent's linked. Yeah.
Correct. Yes. And I love that because again, it's another safety feature. You can see exactly what the teacher has written to the students. And then the student can see what the parents written to the teacher. So that way everyone is just held accountable, and it's also just for clarification too. So if a, teacher thinks that they got in touch with their parent, but the student thinks they didn't, they can always go back and say, no, I got hold of your mom. It was all okay. We had a question, we answered it. So yes, these are all right here. This is the first and foremost place we want you to contact your teachers. Okay, so if you've got a question, please message them on Edmodo first. Again, it's just for that idea of centralization. We don't want, someone emailing and somebody using Edmodo and someone texting, and we're just all going to keep everything right here. That way nothing gets lost. We don't want to lose any communications. Okay, we didn't have that really happen last year, so we don't want to make that a thing. All right, so let's keep everybody right here on Edmodo. Okay, really quick, does anybody have a question on the student view before I pop over to the parent view? Okay, all right, excellent. Let me log out here. Oh, sorry, I should show you this really quick. Up here, the little bell notification, it's just kind of another area where you can go and see what's been going on. So you can see that Miss Magnuson went ahead and did a Zoom invitation. She did another one. Okay, we posted announcements, things like that. So you can just kind of pop over here and see what's been going on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and log out, and then I will show you the parent login. So again, you're going to log in. You're not going to create a new account. You don't need to do that.
And in order to do that, if it's your first time logging in, go ahead and put your email and then request forgot password. Once you receive that link in your email, follow the prompts. It's quite easy. Yeah.
Okay. And again, just like Kriya just said, if you are doing this for the first time, you just put your email in and then just click forgot password, follow the instructions, and then you'll get in. Okay. But since
Brooke,
yes.
Brooke, did we cover where students submit assignments on their page? I'm not sure. Did we?
I don't know that we did actually. I mean, I showed the file upload.
Yeah. So the file upload and even their backpack, you can save it in there. You can always message your teacher, or lots of times your teacher will have that assignment, and there is an area, I think down below, there's that little file, and you're able to put them in there. And with that said, other students cannot go in there and see others, their fellow students' assignments. That's all, only the teacher sees that.
Correct.
If that answers your question. There's a few spots. Perhaps we can go back after we do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So now we're inside of a parent Edmodo account. And again, you can see it's very, very similar looking. You can also see she has already connected to her son's account. And because she has connected to her son's account, she now can see his classes. So let's just go into 5th grade math for a second. You can see the announcements and any postings, okay? But you can't, obviously, look, there's nowhere for me to go in and say, just being silly here, but, oh, Mrs. Magnuson, you're just the best teacher ever. We just absolutely love, you can't comment. So you're just seeing what is going on in your kid's classroom.
Right.
Okay? But of course, if you ever have questions, message your teacher. They're very good about getting back. They want to hear from you. But yes, you can't participate, but you may look and see what's been going on. Okay.
One question real quick.
Yeah.
Brooke, should all classes be listed on the student's profile at this time? Yes, but if they are not listed and there's a class that you feel is missing, there's 2 reasons. It could have inadvertently not been registered when we had that mass upload. We had this huge upload. That has not happened. That's been very rare. What it might be is that your student has not accepted all their invitations. It's a push, an email invitation. They have to accept every class they're registered in. So they may have accepted math, but they've also been enrolled in social studies and science. And they thought, well, I just accepted math, I'm in. No, you have to accept every invitation to each class they're assigned. So you may want to check that. If there's still an issue, please email me and I will investigate that for you. I can do that for you, probably very, very easy, quickly for you, okay?
Thank
I
you
hope
for
that answers.
answering that, because yeah, that's been the, oh goodness, would you say probably 98% of the time that's the issue,
Yes.
is that the
Yes.
student just hasn't, and it's, you know, it's okay.
It could be,
emails
it
get
could be
overloaded.
something as simple as the email was, and it's human error anywhere. It could be the email was correct and we're missing the A in Paul, or we're missing the I in you know, in a name, or a .com. You know, it's just, it hasn't happened a lot, but there's still a few out there that just haven't answered me either because, and check your spam folder. We have had some things go to spam, Edmodo. My email has gone to spam because these are all new addresses that families are using. I do have a link I can give you that can keep Edmodo out of spam and continue to operate in your inbox. So just to make sure that that's happening. So there's a few little errors. I know it seems, you know, a little bit daunting, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. There's a solution to all of this, and I'll help you with that, definitely.
Yeah, and again, once you're in, this is solid.
Yes.
So. All right. Yes. So again, kind of from the parent side of things, over here, it does remind you that if you'd rather have your Edmodo on the go, you can download the app either to you know, Samsung or an iPhone or whatever kind of device you have. It is available. Yep, here at the top, again, you can't get rid of this top bar. So if you're ever lost, you know, just click home or click back to main page Edmodo. You can see the calendar. Still same things your student sees. You can view it by day, week, or month. And things will populate here once they're put in. You can see what's due. I really like this. This is especially for those kids that either are younger or who just need that extra reminder still. Mom and dad can go in and look and see, well, you've got Zoom classes, you know, coming up. If you need to, right from here, you can message the teacher, or you can view the event, or if this was an assignment, you can view the assignment, okay? And at the moment, you can see most of the teachers have just posted the classes that are actually going to take place. But once school starts, there'll be assignments in here and reminders and things like that.
Okay, and not to belabor this, but maybe mention notifications in their profile and how they can stop their push from their email or to their cell phone. Yeah, it's okay. I didn't want to segue. I don't want to segue you or distract where you were going with anything though right now.
I was just about to go to messages again, so you're good. All right, so up here is your profile. If you'll click it and you go down to settings. Okay, this is where all the kind of techie stuff's at, but it's really not that hard. If you want, you can put a phone number in here and save it. However, if you put that in there, it is going to send you updates to your phone as well. Now, some people may love that. Some people may want, hey, I only want it to come to my phone. That's fine. But some people may not want it to their phone at all. If you don't want it to your phone, don't put your phone number in, okay? Unless you go into notifications. So if you want to put your phone number in there just so, you know, people have access to your number, that's fine. But then under notifications, you've got this push. And you can turn this off in different areas. So this just means this will text to you. It's going to push to your phone, okay? So you can say, you know what, yeah, I do want it to come to my phone, but only on certain things. Like if assignments due, I want to know about it, or quizzes due. So you can turn things off on the toggle over here. Or if you want to know if a teacher posts something to a class, okay? So you can kind of go in and make your changes here. Again, that's under notifications and under push. You can do the same thing to your email, okay? Exact same options here. It's just going to tell you what things you want to come to your email or not, okay?
Yes.
Okay, and then password, if you want to change your password, you can do it right here, easy peasy. Current password, you're new, you're confirmed, change it. Okay, it'll tell you your students, it'll list your kids.
And this is where you add your students, yeah. And that's where that student code comes into play.
So I'm going to pretend like we're adding a student. So let's just click
Yeah.
there, connect with your student, enter the parent code, just put your parent code there and you click connect and that is it. And it does remind you how to find that parent code. It's in your student's profile, okay, on the left-hand side. All right. And again, you can, edit your personal information, things like that. If you want to add a secondary email, you can do that. Here's where you set your time zone. Okay, so they're actually in Eastern time, so I'm not going to change anything for them, but I'm not. I'm in Central. So if this was my kiddo, I would be changing this right away. Save the changes, make sure to save it, and then everything will now go to your time zone, making it so much easier for you. Okay.
And there's even more secure when you have to save changes either in student or parent account. Once you hit save change, you have to put in your password again. That's how lock solid is. So nobody can just, even if you have a child, like say you left your Edmodo open and a little one came along and started doodling on your keyboard, those changes won't save because it's sort of a locked screen until you put your password in again after save changes. Yeah.
Somebody asked a question really quick about book lists being finalized. They should all be finalized at this point. Is there one class in particular that we're maybe talking about, or?
Compelling conversations. That is something that we're working on because of the teacher change. Adam is now with Father Patrick Hardeen. It will be running pretty much the same. Children are in for a treat. They are going to have the teacher that created that class. So that's a real treat. So be a little bit more patient with that, and we'll get that out as soon as possible. Definitely.
Yes. Gretchen asked a good question. Yeah, if you've got a question about placement at this point, definitely contact the teacher first. And then from there, probably the teacher will contact myself, and we'll include you, of course, on that conversation, and we'll make the right fit. So don't worry about that. We'll make sure it all gets done. Okay, now I'm trying to think here. Is there anything I am missing, Priya Kelly?
I wouldn't put your phone number unless you want the push notifications, or just turn them all off as far as the cell. That's another way of just avoiding all that. No, Brooke, you did marvelous. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Tamara has a good question, or I hope I'm saying it right. Tamara. Yeah, how much of homework time is spent online? This is really going to vary on the teacher. So I can just give you an example for myself. In my English classes, there's going to be almost no online homework time because we're going to be keeping our noses stuck in a book. They'll be writing online. So if they need to utilize Microsoft Office on Edmodo, they'll need to be online for that. Occasionally I might have links to like a short story or a poem. But generally speaking, my homework is going to be more pen and paper based. And I think for the most part, from what I've been talking with my faculty about, I think most of them fall under that category as well. I don't want to say completely though, because again, it's going to depend on the class. Computer science, that's kind of by nature going to be a little bit more online. And I will also say that the team that's teaching computer science, they are top notch on their security and their safety for the kids. So I'm really excited for that class. Math, Mammoth may have some stuff that's online. It's really just going to depend on the teacher, to be honest with you. But generally speaking, I don't think you're going to see your kids sitting at the computer all the time if that's the concern. They're at the computer with their teachers and their fellow classmates during the class session, but then after that, it's going to be kind of back to what you'd normally take for a class.
Brooke, when I registered my 6th grader for Lives of the Saints, New Testament is full. Is this a problem, or can he just take NT next year?
What was the grade level?
6th grader. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yes.
Let's look here. Is this the roadmap? It is. Okay. So on our roadmap, and he wanted to take New Testament?
Well, yes, but it's full. So Lives of the Saints instead.
Exactly. So again, this is part of the reason why we allow, one of the reasons why we allow for that up and down by 1 year. Sometimes a class is full, or sometimes, you just have already had that class. So you've got that flexibility. So yeah, if New Testament didn't work out this year, but they want to do it next year, absolutely. Absolutely.
And recorded videos, that is up to the teacher. When that's recorded, they will post them or link them. They will update you once it's recorded.
Yes. Yeah, good question. And so let me go back to Edmodo really quick
Yeah.
here. This is from the parent view, but I can tell you that yes, all of the teachers, they will be recording their classes, but it will record to their individual device. So when I'm teaching, it's going to come right to my computer. When it's done downloading, then I will personally go in and upload the class to probably a folder that'll just say like class videos. Okay, but it'll be somewhere very obvious. Now we can't, even though we're requiring our teachers to do that, we can't guarantee that a bump might not happen and someone forgot to hit record or something like that. Okay, God forbid. But yes, the videos should be there, but just kind of keep in mind there might be a snag every now and then if someone maybe forgot to hit record or hasn't set it up to just automatically record, or you know what I mean? So just little leniency if something happens in terms of a boo-boo like that, but the teachers will be uploading all of their videos. All right. Other questions? We've had some good questions so far. Oh, Gretchen, good question. What did they already have updated? Oh, the marine biology should have been free. Okay, yeah. Gretchen, would you why don't you email me and we'll take care of that. Okay. Yeah, the marine biology should have been free for everybody. So if you've got that issue, email me. Okay, we'll get figured out. Okay. All right. Any further questions on Edmodo? All right, I do have then just a couple of quick announcements. We do still have clubs that we are coming out with. The clubs are completely free. So if anybody wants, right now I can tell you what we do have ready to roll out is 9 through 12 book club. And I know it's being hosted by Kriya Corey Telsto. I never say that right. I'm sorry, Kriya Corey, wherever you are right now. But Kriya Corey is great. She taught history with us last year. She's a big Tolkien fan. She's a really great, she's just a fascinating lady. If you got to have her last year, you know what I mean. So this year she's doing 2 of our clubs. The first is the book club that meets on Thursdays at 4:15 Eastern Standard Time. It's just once a week, completely free. It's just a way to get together, extracurricular stuff, to keep, kind of keep interest rolling. She's going to be covering some of the following books. She's looking at Fahrenheit 451. As I said, she's a Tolkien fan after my own heart. So she's probably going to read Fellowship of the Ring with the kiddos. And then she also really loves Jules Verne. So she's probably going to be doing Around the World in 80 Days. And she might have, if the class has another, or the club has another time, and more time to cover another book, she'll have another one. But those are the 3 she's really looking at right now. She's also doing a speech and debate club, which is going to be every Tuesday at 4:15 Eastern Standard Time. If you are interested in either of these, again, they are free. We just want to offer this, sort of sense of community and extracurricular activities for the kids. You just go to the enrollment like you normally would, okay? And once you're over here, let me move my stuff around. Under middle school and high school, they're the last 2 things. So you could just click and you'll see you don't have to submit any money, but it will ask for your name and the stuff that it normally asks for when you went to enroll, okay? And we do have some other clubs kind of brewing in the background that we will, as soon as we have things set in stone, we'll make sure to announce. We've been thinking about a chess club, a younger kids book club, things like that. So stay tuned for all of that interesting information. And let's see.
I'm sorry, may I interrupt for a minute?
Absolutely.
If we can clarify how Zoom operates within Edmodo. So Zoom classes, it's not a separate entity that, well, it is, but while you're signed into Edmodo, the Zoom link will be presented by each class, each teacher, and that's how we access Zoom.
Yes.
So you don't, yes. So I hope that clarifies that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Priya Kelly, for catching that. And I will let you know that's another double security function.
Right.
Because I know we've all heard the crazy tales of the Zoom bombing that happened, last year. This literally can't happen because there's just 2 levels of security built in here. You have to first have accepted a private invitation to even get into Edmodo, and then be into that specific class. And then within that, you have to then be accepted into the Zoom link. So unless someone is just, well, no, they can't even do that. Like, there's just no way for this to not be secure. So that's really nice. Let's see. Yeah, I know Chess Club does sound like fun. Day of the book club is, let's see, what did I just say? It is Thursdays. Book club is Thursdays, 4:15 Eastern Standard Time. Speech debate is Tuesdays. So speech debate Tuesdays, book club Thursdays. And if you need any reason to be convinced to take speech and debate, you just call me and I will tell you all the pros of taking speech and debate in sort of club format. Okay. All right. Well, guys, unless there are any other questions. Yes. Yes, that was the, we've got a question about can a 7th or 8th grader join the book club? I will say contact me because we're, like I said earlier, we're kind of working on a younger kids book club, and I'm hoping that's not too far down the road to start that up. But definitely, give me a shout out on email, and I'll talk with Priya Corey and see what she feels about that. Because a lot of time it's just based on reading level and reading intensity. A 7th, 8th grader might be really suited for, Tolkien and Fahrenheit 451 and Jules Verne. And then maybe some other people, are going, my 9th grader's not quite ready for that. It just kind of depends, right? So, yes, the handbook is at the website. Okay, since I'm right here, I'll just go ahead and do it again. So you're under St. Athanasius Academy. You come up to more. Sorry, I got to keep moving my stuff. Come over to more, and it's at resources. Oops. And then you'll see there's the faculty handbook and the parent student handbook right there. And you just click it and it will open up for you. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you coming in. If you've got any questions or you have any issues, don't feel, afraid to reach out. We'll absolutely get to you. And school is just around the corner. I can't believe it, but it is. So, enjoy those last rays of summer, and we look forward to seeing you on the 30th, August 30th. We start class, guys. All right. See you all later.